Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers carry out rice distributions in Lesotho for needy families. To celebrate Dragon Boat Festival, Taipei Tzu Chi volunteers make sticky rice dumplings to give away. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee. Thank you for joining us. Following the recent tour bus accident in Zhangzhou, China, Tzu Chi volunteers in both Taiwan and China have been offering family members much-needed emotional support. In Taiwan, volunteers arrived at the Tong family to offer assistance. Meanwhile, in China, Tzu Chi volunteers visited a funeral parlor in Zhangzhou to pray for those who passed away in the tragedy.
Early in the morning, Tzu Chi volunteers from Zhangzhou City and Nanjing County are here at a funeral parlor to offer family members a shoulder to cry on.
Many of the family members are extremely sad, so we need to stay silent and not chat.
Other than praying for those who passed away in the accident, volunteers also accompany and offer bereaved family members assistance and much-needed emotional support.
We need to learn to face the situation. Please remember to take good care of yourself.
Mr. Zheng Yan always reminds us that we need to offer guidance to the needy without being asked. This time, all of us are doing the best we can to help.
Until the remains of Taiwanese tourist Tongxu A Xiao are found, Tzu Chi volunteers will continue to care for her family members.
Thank you, Tzu Chi brothers and sisters. Truly, thank you.
Meanwhile, in Taiwan, upon seeing the pictures of their family members who passed away in the accident, members of the Tong family kneeled down to pay their respects. Since the flight back to Taiwan touched down, Tzu Chi volunteers have been there offering the Tong family their love and care every step of the way. One family member was almost inconsolable as 4 of her relatives were among those that passed away. Thankfully, Tzu Chi volunteers are here to help.
It is very sad to see that so many people passed away in this tragedy. Everyone would feel the same if it was their family. Right now, volunteers are split into 2 teams and will continue to offer much-needed emotional support and assistance. We will make sure both families are well taken care of.
In the days and weeks ahead, Tzu Chi volunteers in both Taiwan and China will continue to provide much-needed support to the Tong family and help them walk through this difficult time.
In Lesotho, southern Africa, Tzu Chi volunteers carried out rice distributions for students of Mayatsen Public School and Lady Brand Public School, as well as residents of the Ikahan Caring Facility for the intellectually disabled.
A shipping container packed with bags of rice from Taiwan arrives at the Mayatsen Public School of Lesotho. Students form a human chain to unload the nearly 2,000 bags of rice. As quite a few students of Mayatsen Public School are orphans, Tzu Chi's bags of rice will help them survive the harsh winter.
Tzu Chi for giving us rice today for the whole school. Today every child will be happy.
Thank you, Tzu Chi. Thank you, Taiwan.
After the students unload all the bags, they then carry 297 bags of rice to a nearby Lady Brand Public School to aid more needy students. For the first time, Tzu Chi volunteers visit Lady Brand Public School. Besides Tzu Chi's rice, the volunteers also pass on messages using Injin's aphorisms. Each child's face is all smiles thanks to Tzu Chi's rice aid.
Taiwan!
This wave of love not only reaches local schools, but also the Ikahan Caring Home for the intellectually disabled. Now, thanks to Tzu Chi, children in Lesotho can shower in the love that comes from thousands of miles away.
In Manado of North Sulawesi, Indonesia, among the many residents who were helped by Tzu Chi in the aftermath of the January floods this year are 65-year-old care recipient Rudy and his son. Inspired by Tzu Chi's loving care, the son and father pair became devoted volunteers that could be seen helping out at various Tzu Chi's events.
Thinking of how the floodwaters inundated their homes, flood survivors are still terrified. Rudy says after the rain stopped, he didn't know how to start cleaning up. It was then that Tzu Chi volunteers reached out to him to help with the cleaning.
Before I was really stressed. However, after the volunteers came to help, I became more energized because it was such a surprise that people will actually help one another in times of need.
Thanks to the volunteers, Rudy's family was soon able to return their lives to normal. Grateful for Tzu Chi, Rudy and his family later decided to join the volunteers' ranks. Despite being 65, Rudy takes his son Ronald to help fix school buildings. And at Tzu Chi's free clinics, the father-son pair shows up to help set up the venue.
I'm doing this volunteer work gladly. Before, I didn't know how to help other people in need. But thanks to the Tzu Chi Foundation, I have more opportunities to help the less fortunate. This is also a way to cultivate my own blessing.
Once Tzu Chi care recipients, Rudy and his family have learned to pay the love forward to help those in greater need.
In Taiwan's new Taipei City, to safeguard the health of those living in remote areas, Northern District team of doctors have been holding free clinics in Shuangxi and Shiding districts on a bi-monthly basis. Next, let's join team of doctors on their most recent visits.
Driving through the remote area of Shuangxi District of New Taipei City, Northern District team of doctors are here to hold their bi-monthly free clinic. To make sure the locals' health is well taken care of, team of doctors and volunteers make it a point to visit those that cannot attend the free clinic. This is cerebral palsy patient Ms. Zhang, who looks forward to the volunteers' bi-monthly visits.
The bowl has its use, so does the chopstick. I think my responsibility is to give these residents free haircuts.
Besides caring for those in Shuangxi District, team of doctors also travel to Shiding District to offer their services. 64-year-old Li Wenyuan sees the opportunity to accompany his 88-year-old mother to the free clinic for a health checkup.
It is my responsibility to look after my mother's health. If we attend the free clinic, I will have a better understanding of her health condition.
Travel around Shiding District is not convenient, and there's only one public health center here that residents can go to. That's why we decided to hold a free health screening event in this area.
Thanks to the free clinic, team of doctors, volunteers, and local residents have been brought closer together.
Yesterday, we introduced you to a high school that helps students build character. Today, we will see two schools that help students develop social skills. Now, many people might think that is something we can all learn naturally, but the learning of social skills is actually a profound lesson that can deeply affect our lives for the better.
Inside New Taipei City's Guangren Catholic High School, something strange is going on. At the end of the day, a class moves out all the desks and chairs before scrubbing clean their classroom, even taking off their shoes as they work. I don't even clean my own home this thoroughly. This is my first time cleaning like this.
This is already the second major scrub down for the class in 2 weeks.
but the students are not doing this for themselves.
We want to make sure our classroom is clean for those who will be taking their exams here tomorrow. Perhaps they can score better inside a cleaner classroom. I don't score so well on tests, so I hope I can help others score better.
Knowing the school will host this year's CAP for junior high school students, the otherwise disorderly class suddenly had a change of heart.
Actually, our class has bad reputation. We are always noisy and disorderly. Who knew we would come together to clean up our classroom?
Wow, now that your classroom is clean, even butterflies are willing to visit.
The kids know very well what they are doing. They're going above and beyond for a common goal, which benefits someone else. It's for a higher purpose. So we are taking this opportunity to inspire them and help them discover the good and positive within each of them.
Protected when at home, these students may not even do chores, but at school, they must do them and do them well. Through dormitory life, the students also learn to be tolerant and understanding of one another.
Perhaps some people are allergic to dust, so I want to make sure our room is clean.
Everyone has their own quirks and routines, like they must put things in a certain way. Perhaps you don't like your roommate waking up in the middle of the night, but you will get used to it and learn to respect others.
We are now waxing the floor. We just clean it.
At home, your siblings will be tolerant of you, but outside you yourself need to learn to be tolerant.
Of the 5 ways of life emphasized by Chinese education, social skills teach students that they need to learn to work with one another to survive. To do this, they must learn to communicate and cooperate. At the Cixing Waldorf Senior High in Yilan, a major school event is held every semester where the students are responsible for everything and therefore must learn to work together.
What's interesting is that they can put themselves in each other's shoes, so they will try to make adjustments here and there and meet each other halfway.
The school's social curriculum features group discussions. Here, students learn to accept that everyone has a different perspective.
I will try to explain where I am coming from and then listen to others' viewpoint. Through this, we might find something in common or realize our differences.
If we don't reach a consensus, then we will write down both sides' arguments and later share them with the class. We don't feel that it's necessary for all of us to reach an agreement. That would actually be weird.
Not everything is simply black or white. That way, we will never learn to accept other people who think different than us. It says if we do, then we are accepting defeat. But that's not how a civil society works. We need to learn to understand one another. Although we may not agree, at least we can learn to accept. That's the essence of a civil society.
By realizing that we are all unique individuals, students learn to respect their differences, which helps make their communication and cooperation effective.
Next Monday, June 2nd, is the Dragon Boat Festival. To mark the occasion in Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteers in Taipei's Nangang delivered homemade vegetarian sticky rice dumplings to public servants and solitary seniors to wish them a happy holiday. Meanwhile, Tzu Chi volunteers in Beitou visited care recipient Mr. Yang with vegetarian sticky rice dumplings. Their continued care over the years has given Yang a renewed sense of hope to face each day with optimism.
Here at an old apartment building in Beitou, Tzu Chi volunteers are visiting an old friend on the eve of the Dragon Boat Festival. Long-term Tzu Chi care recipient Mr. Yang suffers from diabetes, which has left his vision impaired, thus making it impossible for him to work. Mr. Yang's handicap nearly caused him to give up on life. However, the volunteers' continued support brought Yang out of darkness, and he finally agreed to receive treatment. Now his eyesight is slowly returning.
Life was really difficult for him. He spent his days cooped up in this tiny room, smoking his life away. But now he has opened himself up, and his life is filled with hope and optimism. We hope Mr. Yang can continue to improve.
The genuine love of volunteers has given Yang the motivation to stand up again. Currently enrolled in a massage therapy course at a vocational training center, Yang hopes to be able to support himself and one day fulfill his dreams.
When my life is more settled in the future, I can help others too. You came to help me at a time when life was really difficult for me, and I'm thankful to all of you.
No amount of words can express Yang's gratitude to the Tzu Chi volunteers. Thus, reciprocating through action, Yang promises to join the volunteers' ranks and spread Tzu Chi's love far and wide. Having prepared more than 20 ingredients, some 20 Tzu Chi volunteers have been mobilized to make 660 vegetarian glutinous rice dumplings.
Wrapping vegetarian rice dumplings for the festival has been an ongoing tradition for 10 years. It has always been a combined effort. We all contribute a little to make vegetarian rice dumplings for members of our community.
Combining everyone's efforts to do good deeds, their kindness and love have continued to reach every corner of society over the last decade. The volunteers' first stop is the police station. Next, they visit the fire station. They also brought steaming hot sticky rice dumplings for the hard-working cleaning squad. Volunteers continue to deliver their well wishes to solitary seniors on the eve of Dragon Boat Festival. The homemade vegetarian rice dumplings contain the love of Tzu Chi, as volunteers continue to spread this goodness throughout their community.
Also in Taiwan, Kaohsiung Tzu Chi volunteers visited a local home for the disabled to hold a Buddha Day ceremony. Through honoring the Buddha, residents experienced an inner peace to their otherwise restless hearts. Offering the same sentiment, DaAi Tzu Chi volunteers visited the Zhongzhang military camp. Today, Tzu Chi volunteers are here at the Zhongzhang military camp in DaAi, Taiwan, performing Love in the World to kick off their Buddha Day event. The soothing music and elegant sign language movements comfort the hearts of the military personnel who earlier in May lost one of their own to a blown tire accident.
After seeing Tzu Chi's event today, I have concluded that we need to value life more and care for others.
After coming in contact with Tzu Chi, I feel I should take better care of my fellow brothers. Besides having sympathy, I should also have a heart of compassion and put myself in others' shoes.
Paying respects to the Buddha, these young men and women in the military find comfort in the arms of the Buddha. Meanwhile, another group of Tzu Chi volunteers arrive at a local home for the disabled in Kaohsiung to assist residents in paying their respects to the Buddha.
She's stronger than I, so I was afraid I might not be able to do a good enough job to help her fully participate in the Buddha Day ceremony.
Holding a Buddha Day ceremony for the first time at the home, Tzu Chi volunteers are not only the residents' legs, but for some, their eyes as well.
Tzu Chi volunteers visit us every month and do a good job interacting with our residents. Because May is a month for gratitude, we thought a Buddha Day ceremony would be a good idea.
We tried to think of what more we could do for the residents here and thought everyone could always use more blessings. So that's why we are here to hold a Buddha Day celebration.
30-something Xiaofang, who is wearing a pink shirt, honors the Buddha alongside her mother.
This event has been good for everyone's spirit. It has helped to ease the minds of the residents.
Due to permanent damage from a loss of oxygen when born, Xiaofang has lived at the home for the past few years. But through the hour-long ceremony, she and others like her have been able to find peace in their hearts.
All around the world, Tzu Chi Collegiate Youth Volunteers, or Tzu Qing, continue to do their share to help better our environment. In Ohio, the United States, Tzu Qing's launched a 5 savings campaign on Facebook. But first to Batam, Indonesia, where Tzu Qing's helped clean up Malayu Beach.
It is a sunny day on a beach in Batam, Indonesia. However, instead of jumping into the water, these young volunteers have a higher purpose. Making sure no trash is missed, these 42 volunteers aim to restore the beach to its original beauty.
This is our 3rd marathon recycling event this year. We have done it 3 times in Batam too.
Working with local volunteers, Tzu Chi Collegiate Youth Volunteers help make sure the coastline of Malayu is clean once again.
Today's activity is very meaningful because we are doing something that helps better our environment. I think if an area is clean and litter-free, not only will it be pleasing to look at, it can also help raise people's environmental awareness.
In Ohio, the United States, Tzu Qing's not only launched the 5 savings campaign on Facebook, but also promoted their campaign at a park. Unfortunately, weather does not always cooperate. Interrupted by a sudden hail, the collegiate youth volunteers remain undeterred.
About the 5 savings, each one of these posters represents one of the things we can reduce, like money, water, electricity, time, and gas.
Though their path is full of challenges and obstacles, these passionate youth will make sure the world becomes a better place by using their creativity.
Tzu Chi Global Volunteer Coordinator Huang Sixian visited Indonesia to attend the groundbreaking ceremony at Bandung Jingsi Hall. While there, Huang also took the opportunity to share his life experiences and his Tzu Chi journey with local entrepreneurs.
At 47, during the peak of his life and career, Tzu Chi volunteer Huang Sixian took refuge in Master Zheng Yan. From that moment on, his life was no longer about profit and gain, but how to accumulate infinite merit. Sharing his journey on the Tzu Chi path with other entrepreneurs, his experience is the best testament.
Everyone was very calm, and from their eyes, I could see they longed to absorb the Dharma. I'm relieved to know that by bringing the Master's teachings here, I brought something they really needed.
Apart from entrepreneurs and volunteers from Medan, there is also a congregation from Beijing, China. Everyone present agrees that the one who gives selflessly without distinction is the most blessed.
So many people came here today, and the atmosphere was very serene. Nobody left before the event ended, and now nobody wants to leave.
Although we are of different faiths, but in the eyes of God, our goal is the same, and that is to help each other.
Forming kind affinities with participants, Huang encourages everyone to join him in practicing good deeds and helping those in need.
At the end of the show, we joined some Tzu Qings from South Africa on their weekend cleanup event at Maidsenburg Beach in Cape Town. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.